What's up? Okay, I'm driving my motorhome, and I have a little camera set up. I'm driving like this back road. I'll explain everything. First of all, first things first. So my brother invited me to go over Memorial camping with him. We're gonna go ride horses, four-wheelers, you know. So I'm driving my super cool motorhome. If you haven't seen a picture of it, you should see it. It's pretty cute. Okay, so I won't be able to check in, check out with you guys, but I'm gonna keep the container open because this weekend I know I'm gonna have a lot of spare time, so why not? Let's just like work on this clairsense stuff. I'm getting so many downloads on this Claire stuff, right? So first of all, story about my brother. This man has never believed in anything I have done in my life. We have argued our whole life, right? We hated each other, but loved each other, right? 2 months ago, he was sitting in the bar, and he's like talking to the bartender, and he's like, oh man, I feel so out of sorts. He's like, I feel so, oh, that's the key. Duh, out of spirit, out of body. He's like, I feel like I'm in a dream. I feel like I'm out of my body. Okay, just channel that. This is why I'm telling the story. You know, we should just always hang out. Okay, so he's like, he's telling the bartender, and he's like sitting there, you know, sipping ginger and whatever, you know, his hot toddy, and she's like, it sounds like you need an energy healer. And he's like, well, don't you know my sister? And she goes, Teresa, she goes, you mean the one that just walked in the door right there? And I live an hour and 10 from him, right? And, you know, I go back and forth between the two places, and he's just like, ugh. And he explained it to me, and I put my hand on him, and like totally healed, right? Side note, I realized when I put my hands on anybody, totally healed, and I do need to figure out how to start a new practice with that. So there you go, everybody. There's that. Okay, so moving forward with the story. Since then, my brother's like really, really, really been open, but I realize he is like an access point for me to heal a lot of things, right? And then I started looking to, like, when I do these group sessions. Sorry, I'm not looking in the mirror. I'm watching the road. So I started like, so everybody we're all these access points, right? When I do a group clearing, I always go for the lowest person that has like that light score, right? And then I work them up, and then it's the invitation for everyone else. And it's fun because it so rotates with everything that I work on. That's when I say I'm working in circles. So I work in circles like each person, but I'm working in circles like the endocrine system, right? So the endocrine system goes around. And so then I just sit there in my mind just like do the thing that I do. Okay, going back to that. So I realized my brother was his access point, but you guys are all access points. And everybody who gets in my group clearing for that week, it's like, I'm creating these different access points for you, which are, I'm giving you this gift of whatever I heal for you, you can heal for anybody else. And then I'm learning how to channel how, like, anything I read in a book or listen to audiobook, you know, anything I understand, my guides have given me that. It's been so crazy, you guys. I healed a guy with Tourette's. I healed a guy who was having seizures. I feel like when I lay hands on people, I have had the craziest past few weeks. So you guys are like, oh, where's Hailey? Well, Hailey's just driving around in a motorhome healing people, you know, right? So, wait, close. Okay. Going back to the story. Today I was asking about all the clairsenses for everybody, right? And I'm like, okay, what is the thing with the clairsenses that we all, like, what do I have that somebody else who doesn't have them have, right? What can I gift that I have cleared in me to them? And that's the cool thing is, like, I've been through hell, so I'm experiencing this, and I hope that I'm the hope for people. But then it's like, this is my gift that I've healed in this, you know, I treacherously figured this out, but here, let me box it up and just like gift it to you, which is also part of that whole like how you can heal other people like in real, right? But the clair senses are so crazy because I started like so I talk to myself a lot, and when I was talking, my voice has gotten raspier and raspier and raspier along the way, and I'm like, why is my voice like, I can sing some Macy Gray, like I can, karaoke's kind of my thing. Anyways, so why is my voice, and it's this masculine, feminine thing, and it's interesting because I've talked to you guys a little bit about these like royal Dracos, right? And it's crazy because entities can be different things. Entities can be like, self as entity, yes, yeah, I get that, you know. One lifetime I like signed this contract with reptilians and I did this, or, you know, manipulated DNA, you know, did this, you know. There's those self as entities, right? And there's the entity that's like inherited, that's like something just like nagging at you, or there's entity as, you know, sorry, I was using my hands, sorry. Sorry, it's a long drive. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if I'll post this because I'm just being ridiculous right now. Because I'm just, I don't know, in a whole different dimension. I don't even know what dimension I'm right now. So, damn, train of thought. Okay, so if I have like self as entity, right? And there's also an entity that somebody can put on me, right? Or an entity I can absorb, right? Or an entity that is inherited, or an entity, but it all kind of like comes back to this really, there's these few major past lives that we all share that have this entity. So let's say Lumeria, right? That was like a shit show. Or the one that I'm very, very familiar with because I do the past life hypno on my child, and we go there a lot. And that's the one where, the Madagascar one, where my name was like Peacock Feather and Labradite, which both of them come from Madagascar. But, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sorry. Rabbit trilling. I'm just thinking out loud, and you know, sometimes I wonder if anybody would want to know what I think, right? And could I just honked the horn. Could I teach out of thinking? I'm just saying, you guys, this thing maxes at 55 miles an hour going downhill. Like, I have cars passing me. It's all right, I'm like in Wyoming. There's been 4 cars. Okay, so, okay, self as entity. Somebody can put entity on you, right? But some of us have entities that are outside of universal law. And this is the thing that I have worked my whole life, like, trying to figure out, right? And trying to code and trying to, because all these entities that are outside of universal law, like, sometimes it's just like bullshit. It's like, here we are, oh, thank you. We woke up with amnesia. You know, we're these little babies with amnesia. We have these bullshit childhoods because pre-life, you know, past life hypnotherapy, I ask people all the time, they're like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, me, oh yeah, you know, I would love to get like molested my whole childhood and, you know, beaten to shit and by men, and, you know, losing a child and, oh man, dying and come back to life. Oh yeah, let me, I would love that. Give me that, you know. But in that made me. This is who I am because I chose that. Oh, and I had cancer. You guys know I had cancer. You know, and all these things. It's like, okay, yeah, let me choose that. Let me choose that. And let me choose me in choosing that. Let me show up for myself because my body is telling me, hey, you know, hey. But because all of this that has happened to me inside and outside of universal law, it makes me cool. It makes me worth a damn. It makes me just like, you know. The other day, so my best friend, she works at a bar, and I went to go visit her because I was going to go grab her kids, and there's this guy that kind of likes her, and there's my other kid who I was friends with a little bit, and he was a she when he was younger, but now he's he, and his name's Blake, and blah, blah, blah. and he just loves that I love him. He just wants to hold me and cuddle me. And I cuddle, so that's a whole different story. I cuddle so many people, you know, I just hold space for so many people, and I cuddle them like all night long, and it's beautiful. But we were at the bar, and this other kid asked me, he's like, hey, can I just get a hug? And I hug, and then, anyways, I started doing like this Reiki, right? This energy work on them, and it just swirled and swirled and swirled. Pretty soon we're all like gagging and yawning and coughing and everything. It was like this like psilocybin journey, but it wasn't psilocybin, of course. But it was just like this experience that I gave them. And it was so, but it was beautiful. It was like this whole, I don't even know what dimension we were in. And it was fun because none of us were even drinking. And so we went to this little place that we all grew up, and we all decided to go get baptized, you know? And okay, yeah, let's just go get baptized. And so we did it. It was beautiful. But at the bar, Dylan was like, Hailey, you know, can I hold you? And I was like, yeah, you can hold me. And he just like held me, because I've been working on him, you know, every once in a while. Actually, his like cousin or whatever came and asked me if I would work on him, or, you know, and when I first saw him, I was just like, you know, because everybody's like, you know, tend to your own garden, you know, don't tend to somebody else's. And sometimes you look at somebody else's garden, you're like, hell no, you know, that has Roundup on it. But sometimes, you know, I don't know, you're just like, his garden is my garden. And I see how messed up he is. It was crazy because I don't know when I first did my hands thing on Dylan. Anyways, he's so cool now. Before, I just saw demons in his eyes. Kid like slept in gutters at the age of 11, right? Just somebody who would never even give the time of day. And you know, his cousin cared and came and asked me, and I was like, yeah, I'll go over there. And so, if you guys wonder what I do, this is what I do. I just drive around and go hold space for people. Right now, my brother just asked me to go camping with him, and it's just me and him tonight, and that's never happened before. And there's a lot of healing that's going to go on tonight. So hold space for that, yeah? Please, for me, my bro. So yeah, I've had 3 friends ask me if I would just like share my life a little bit, and I don't know how much. I mean, shit, we're at 12 minutes. I got a few more minutes. If anybody wants to watch this, if one of my little frenzy Wednesdays wants to put this up in sections, yeah, I'll share my life. So I never thought in a million years that Jim would ever want my kids, and so I gave him everything, and I divorced. But every day I held space for him, and I put my hands on his chest, and I said, I love you and I forgive you. I love you and I forgive you. And Jim, the past is the past, and the future is the future, but what we choose now, like, please just choose now, right? Like, and I just gave him everything, and I said, I want the kids, you know, and the cash that I had, you know, if you just, whatevs. But every day, you know, I kept loving him in a way that he wanted to go to battle. Like, he had cameras around the house, and he had, oh man, he had everything. It was just stupid. And I didn't even get a lawyer. I was just like, one day I was done. You know, I was done. Karma was done. It was that split soul, and I knew that was our karmic thing. When I healed his split soul, it was through him, because remember the access point, he was the access point. So now I can clear anybody else's split soul. Like, but I had to go through that with him, because that was part of me in a past life when it comes to splitting souls, which is a really long story. Anywho, I didn't think I would not have my kids, but then, like, when it was his turn, I went there with him with his turn and showed him and helped him. It's that Christ consciousness, you know? It's like, in the beginning, God says, I want to experience everything. And he just fractals and he goes, poof. And we are all that experience. Like, right now, there's like mountains and clouds and fences and sagebrush. You know, we're all the experience. My dog. We're all just the experience of God. but God wanted to experience everything. And really, really long story short, hold on, let me let these guys pass me as I putz along. You can pass me too, Semi, if you want. Here, buddy, go for it. I'll let you. So we come to this point where, you know, Jesus talks about the second coming. You know, everybody's talking about the second coming. The thing is, in the Holy of Holies, woohoo! I'm letting all these guys pass me. We're good. Oh, yeah. Okay, so in the Holy of Holies, the thing is, when Jesus came again, he says, I will send you a helper, right? And there's this experience that we all need to experience where we go, the veil was ripped from the bottom to the top, and that's our ascension process, right? That's like me here, Hailey, dun 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 dun, right? Connecting with Hailey up there with controller, right? Playing Hailey, but also that one who created the program before the controller, and that's a lot of skips, right? Because there's, I mean, I can't even tell you how many I've found, you know, right? But that's the three I'm going to share with you guys, because I feel like this group, as small as it is, you're enlightened enough to like understand this. That is so crazy, because okay, sorry. Okay, so this is Hailey in the Holy Spirit, right? Jesus says, I will send you a helper. Guess what? Boom. Do you know when World War III started? COVID. Because there was vaccinated, not vaccinated. This lives matters, those lives don't matter. You know, blah, blah, blah. We all got so confused. We didn't know who to sit next to. Even I was a homeschooling mom, Christian mom, right? And I still didn't know who to sit next to. And we got all divided, and we were like, But World War III was in the mind, and it fractaled us. It fractaled our minds. So all these things that we had opinions and parts and pieces, you know, all these little things about us, those little fractals became like our I will send a helper, and we fractaled. And then everybody in our universe is like the image of us. Is like, you got to look up the 12 laws of karma. The 12 laws of karma is like, hey, if I have every girl in the world that wants to fight me, then I probably have a problem with my femininity and how I'm like exposing myself and how I'm like treating myself in public, and you know all these things. Like, okay, where am I screwing up? Because I saw it here. I always look for the third, because when there's two, it's someone else, but two is like a big two, and long story. Going back. So, sorry. You know what? I'm only gonna send this to my little tribe, and you guys are gonna watch this first and tell me if this is not ridiculous or not, right? Okay. So going back to Jim. Do I have to finish the entities? No. I think I covered all the entity stuff, yes. The Jim stuff. Yes. The fractals of God, yes. We're sent a helper. Hold on, I'm taking the channels. We're sent as a helper, yes. Oh, but little side note, as we're sent as the helper, as the spirit, right? In the spirit, like totally, I was like the most egotistical person you could ever meet. I still am. Like but the whole thing is like in the part of being the spirit, you learn Christ consciousness. Like, good God, am I so patient? Like with Jim, yeah, because he has the kids. And I never thought that would happen. I never, now what do I do with my life? I'm a homeschool mom. It wasn't until I went to the grocery store alone during COVID that I didn't have my kids. Like, and so like, I'm working through that, right? And it sucks. It super sucks. Hold on, I'm gonna hold space for myself. But in that became Christ consciousness, right? And in Christ consciousness, you know what's funny? As I learned how to not judge people. And I learned how to be patient. And I learned how to be kind. You guys, you have no idea. Like, I have this group of 27-year-old girls And boy, I need to go back to that story. Okay, we were at the bar and we were all hugging. Sorry, we all held space for each other. Perfect music played, and we all went to the river and we baptized ourselves. So there's that story. We'll sum them all up. I rabbit trail a lot. Okay, so that's that story. All four of us, that little quad. But they're all these like late 20s-year-olds, you know? And I hold so much space for them because they're so lost, but they're so... And one of them I held when she was a baby, and my Sam is named after her. And she was so lost. She didn't have my number. I hadn't seen her in 20 years. And she just sat there and she like called me in her head. And she was sitting there at the bar, and her dad showed up, and she hadn't talked to her dad for 2 years. I'm really close friends with her dad. I actually secretly do energy work on her dad when they all think that he's an egotistical asshole. There's that. So, we need to go do a Hailey with him. Okay, we need to set that aside. And then 30 seconds later, I walked into the bar. And I hadn't been there for like weeks. And she's like, I energetically called out to you. I'm like, I know. I felt it. What's up? I love you. No, I saw her one night a year ago. But other than that, I hadn't seen her. But anyways, her kid drives me insane. But there's a reason I have like, you know, all these guys I'm running around, you know, all these friends. I like rotate people so much. I have so much energy and light and, you know, I'm going everywhere, all over, just boom, 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 you know. That's why I rotate friends. But this kid, he wears me out. I am so exhausted. Like, I will be laying there and I'll open my eyes just a little bit, and his face is like this far from my face. Auntie, today feels like a good day to go fishing, huh? No, probably not go to school. We should go fishing, Auntie. And, you know, oh my gosh. That kid lines me up, but he's such we pulled cards the other day and it was like the mirror. Who in your life is the mirror? I'm like, damn it. You know, I love this kid. So, the whole thing is, oh, wait. See how I backtrack? Okay, now I have to go on all subjects. Okay, I think we covered Casey. We all hold space for Casey. Holding space for Hailey, because Jim has kids, and Hailey doesn't know what to do, because Hailey was kind of Jim. Yes, I remember my point. So, clairvoyance comes in Christ consciousness. When we connect with God, right? When we connect with our God self, which would be us playing the Nintendo game, right? That's us with the controller. But then connecting also to the one who programmed the game in the first place, right? And so that would be the us up there, right? So in that's the God that fractaled, and then the Holy Spirit one is us with the Nintendo like device, correct? Dun 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 dun. I'm driving this motorhome is like do 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 do. Oh man. Okay, where am I going next? So all of that being said, Christ consciousness is equally connected to clairvoyance. But a lot of people who are like psychics and stuff like that, they also do have gifts. But that's today when I was showed that Royal Draco, and then I was like trying to tune in because for the last few months, this Royal Draco kept coming up and up and up, like for everyone, and all of us have this neck thing, like so many of us. Like when I get download, like I'm just like download after download after download after download, you know, and I'm just like, oh, you know. But then that's when I realized my throat was like getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, and it's this thing that's being absorbed. I'm kind of doing this thing because it's like it's fucked up because it's women who have compassion And there's a certain person in the group, and she's in the group, yes, this week. And I absolutely love her. And I met her in person. She's the most cutest thing in the whole freaking world. And it's like her life is effed up. And it's like, dang, you know? It's because she had compassion. Is this Royal Draco? It is why we have PTSD. It is why we have imposter syndrome, which is interesting because everything can be explained through imposter syndrome, right? Why do I have diabetes? Well, because I can't enjoy the sweetness of life. Well, what is that? And can't enjoy the sweetness of life. Well, that's an entity. It's the imposter. That's stuck on me, right? That's the entity. That's the imposter, and that's shoot. My foot just went off the pedal. Damn it. I was going 30 miles an hour. Now I'm going 20. God damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to text my brother. I'll do it later. I just lost 10 minutes. Okay, so really though, it's all like, so in 3D, 4D, 5D, we're figuring out the galactic part of ourselves, right? Past life, this side, blah, 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 blah. But then in comes the soul mission. And when in comes the soul mission is that 7D. And we start to feel like, no. I wanted to go here, there. I wanted to solve this matrix. I want to, And it is. And it's all these things. But it's that allowing. Am I willing to allow myself to skip into 7D? Like, am I willing to allow myself on these? Because we have every aspect of consciousness that needs to rise up to each dimension, right? And that's the thing, is that's pretty much what I'm doing, is like going in and like, okay, who's in 1D here? Sometimes there's negatives and I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, who's the lowest I start with? Let's go. But it's great because you guys have massively changed. Ooh, she's getting a little purry. It's a big mountain. I'm going 25 miles an hour. But I love my motorhome. I'll send you guys pictures. Please, somebody remind me if I don't, because I have a problem with really short-term memory stuff like that. Okay, so clairvoyance comes with Christ consciousness, and it's all about allowing, and that's that psilocybin. But it doesn't even have to be psilocybin. You don't have to take mushrooms. You just allow yourself to be broken down. Just like in a moment where you're like, I hope this doesn't get out. So Mother's Day, I didn't hear from my kids. I've told this story before, and my oldest sends me a picture of the door that's broken down, and I'm okay, give iPad to Dad picks up the iPad. He's pacing, he doesn't even want to talk to me. He looks at it and he's like, what do you want? He says, how can I hold space for you? How can I hold space for you right now? He's like, what? I says, I'm just gonna not have any opinions right now. I'm not gonna let anything in the past or the future be in my now. How can I hold space for you? And then from there, we'll go. And he just broke down, because he's trying. He didn't try, because, the whole time. But now he's trying, so kudos, yo. Do not let me break that down. How can I hold space for you? Also, boo-hoo, wow, me. I don't have my kids right now, but there's purpose in that, because tonight I'm gonna go hang out with my brother, and if all the kids were there, then I wouldn't be able to hang out with my brother. And I know my brother has sought this out because he didn't believe in energy healing. Oh, we're going back to that. See how it all circles? Oh, I just saw the sacred geometry of how my stories go. But usually I get interrupted. So maybe this is just fun that we're doing this because I can just complete it all, right? There you go. So my brother did not believe in anything like that at all. And since then, it's been so beautiful. And I sometimes we'll just go cuddle his kids, and I mean, not his teenage son, but the teenage daughter and the little one. And him, and I cuddle his wife, and we just sleep, and I hold space for him and do energy work, and it's been so beautiful. It's so healing, you know? It's like my other sister, you know, she started doing like a lot of self-healing. I'm just so proud of her. But these are the ones that I pretty much wanted like death wishes on at some point in my life. I kid you not. I was just like, honestly, fuck those motherfuckers, you know? I'm always on the back burner of mom's, you know, 6-burner stove on that little tiny, like, the one that doesn't work. Why are you guys always there, you know? And so I just, you know, I played my part. But that thing is, like, I played my part was, like, the best. I always washed the paintbrushes. I always did, you know, I was that one, you know. If I was so codependent, then I would be loved. And it's funny how we're pre-programmed in a way, but there's also a way that we try to figure out, like, that's our in, right? That will be my in, that will be my one. And then we create this whole lifetimes around that, like, specific program that we created as a child. And then, oh no, okay, this is catastrophe. Hold on, I think I got this. Oh, good God. My windshield wipers are going. This is hilarious. Okay. Hold on, I have to go back to where I was talking. Talking about my mom. Dang it. Was I not supposed to go there? I wasn't supposed to go there. Is that what bumped that out? Okay. Yeah, I get it. No, yeah. Truth. Okay. Okay. I'm being told to go back to my brother. My mom does not want to be exposed. We had front burners and back burners. It's okay. So there's this whole beauty of, like, not pushing, telling, you know, my way, your way, anything. Like, I never said a shit to my brother. It's just one day he was out of sorts, and I just laid my hands on him and brought his spirit back into his body, which is really funny because it's so beautiful, because I'm doing this clairvoyant, you know, thing for you guys, and I see that he's the access point because his spirit was out of body. And when I so if I lay my hands on anybody, like, that gives me, like, so much more, like, maximum power to clear that, like, in the group healings. Like, and that's the thing, is that's why I want to experience the life and the group healings, because, like 90%, right? And that's the thing, is even if you guys are like, hey, guess what? My vagus nerve was, like, here and now it's here. Like, shit, yeah, just tell me. Like, don't get all upset that you can't tell me anything, right? Just tell me. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And then, I shit you not, the next day I'll meet somebody and it's a whole vagus nerve thing. Actually, homeboy the other day, I made him hold ice in his hands, and then I would get my hands kind of cold with, like, a rag and ice, and I put it on the back of his neck. Because if you ever have anxiety, like depression, anything, like, vagus nerve, man, vagus nerve, like, cool it. That's why we did the plunge the other day in the Wata, which was beautiful. It was so beautiful. It's amazing. So, okay, my brother recovered. He wants to hang out with me tonight. This is gonna be cool. This hasn't happened in a long time, but he and I have been hanging out a lot, but very, very social. But we've been really, really connecting and watching a lot of, like, old stupid movies that we used to watch when we were kids, you know, like Weird Al Yankovic, you know, the best. Okay, we covered that. Did we cover Jim? I don't know. I'm still sad that I don't have my kids. I'm gonna have to change that reality in my head because I'm not gonna do this anymore. So, but it's okay. Because Jim knows that I'm his friend and I won't hurt him, right? And we can like collaborate and figure it out. Covered that. Clairsenses with Christ consciousness. And just ask for it. Oh, so I have a little list that I've been creating, but I need somebody to like just help me take it up. Okay. One of my helpers. Will you help me just like put in? Yeah, I'll just talk to you guys about that later. So I have a list of like helpers you can ask upon, right? So then you ask upon these helper, you know, where you muscle test which helpers you ask upon. And then, and yeah, with it, like the clairsenses and the Christ consciousness, it's more of a conversation, right? You're not muscle testing for one words. So clairsenses and Christ consciousness comes into like, instead of, so my dog and I are very clear together, right? And so my dog, a lot of times will just go in a bar with me. He'll tell me if he wants to go or not, he knows. And he'll be like, at it or not. He's at it, so we go in, and he'll go up to one person, he does this cute goddamn thing. Please somebody remind me to show you the video of the cute goddamn thing my dog does. When he sees somebody that needs energy work. And he'll go in the bar and literally just like, this person, this person, this person, this person. But that's the thing is, we'll be home and we're just chill. But he will tell me like, we need to go, you know? Or we need to go golfing. Or we need to go like four-wheeling. Or we need to go, you know, it's not always the bar. But a lot of times, you know, when you're at the bar, you're there for a longer period of time with people. And he'll just sit there and tell me this person, this person, this person, this person, you know? And, oh, he's so damn cute. I am I'm sidetracked. And we're at 37 minutes. So if somebody wants to edit this, I don't know. You guys all wanted to like have me talk, right? So that was clairsenses and Christ consciousness. So in that is knowing who needs healing, which is yourself mostly, right? Because they're all your outside universe. The outside universe is there to teach you. Like stop resisting and stop fighting. Just knowing that you are the student and you are the teacher, and it's a balance. It's always a balance. And stop like getting to this victim and like trust me, you know? Who was I like? I don't know. I probably like would say it was my awesome Wyoming childhood that made me just like, well, yeah, Dynamite didn't go all that great. Next time, I guess, you know? I don't know. But it's like, but also that I chose the bullshit to be where I'm at. It's the labyrinth, you know? It's the Nintendo game. It's, okay, I'll choose this, this, and this. Okay, cool, let's go with it. So, but in that, I'm seeing that Royal Draco, which I'm going to clear full of, you guys, which I'm just going to keep the container open. I'm just going to totally keep the container open. I'm going to just keep working on it this weekend because I feel like, you know what? Anybody who felt like, yeah, you know, and I know that the word donation went into like this automatic energy exchange in your mind, and it's different. It's different people. It's a different group. It's a different, you know, and I just see the beauty in it. It's awesome. So that's that. So that's all summed up because this, oh no, the snake. So the Royal Draco is the Lilith, the snake, the Cleopatra, the snake, but I've had a lot of connections. So I've had a lot of connections with like, it started with air, you know, and that was like, there was so much with air. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. In fact, one time I moved water with air, and then I went to water and I started coding water. And that's how I learned how to code, was through water. And I go to hot springs all the time and I'll code water, like doing light language. And then I bring in stones that I like bless, and I do Oh man, I do all kinds of things. Just the water that I drink and the water that I put out, right? Like all of it, and it goes into the universe, and it goes, or Earth, sorry. You know, damn it will go into the universe. By darn. And then a really amazing thing with Earth, you know. And then, man, fire was interesting. I couldn't understand fire. Until I realized it was just the snake. It was just the shedding. Fire is just a shedding. It's just a rebirth. I thought fire was so angry, but it's not. It's rebirth. And now's that time for fire. So that's a snake. You know, like Moses held the staff. He's like, anybody who looks at the staff, you know, you will die. Or we get by these snakes. And then like everybody who looks away, they're like, blah, 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 blah. You know, they got bit by snakes. Which is funny because the staff with the snake is actually the pharmaceutical sign. So there's that. So I don't know why I want to throw that in there. But going back to the snake, I know a lot of people have Kundalini issues in this group. So that's it. That's the awakening. Of the chakras, correct, and that's the awakening of the clairsenses and the awakening of the Christ consciousness. So I think that's all I'm going to share with you guys. But hey, if I ever share with you guys again and I share the same story, sorry about your luck. You know, this is what I have to share for now. So I apologize for not being able to do cute little pootsy, you know, good morning everyone, sunshine and rainbows today, it's gonna be blessed. Actually, I'm gonna go into the woods and meditate and give you guys some fucking clairsenses, dude. Like, why not? I have nothing else to do. I don't have my kids, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a life, so I'm gonna go hang out with my brother and, you know, go on a walkabout and like make this shit happen for you guys. Thanks for your donation, because I know when you saw the words donation, you thought there was energy and it like went boop in your heart, right? Boop. So yeah. Oh, good goddamn, I love you guys. If I post this, I will shit my pants because there is no way. I just had like a really cool cuddle with my friend JR. It was awesome. We just did a meditation. We did some hape, and we did it's legal, but the ayahuasca, like aya drops that are from like the root. There's a name for it. But you can buy in the United States, they're legal. And we just like we laid in the sun, and JR's a really, really good friend. So now I'm just like super, super like dimensionally high, but super, super like grounded chill, which makes me act like I'm stoned. Like I slur and I blah, 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 which everybody thinks I'm like, holy shit, Hailey's way out there. But it's not. I'm just like, especially if I drive and I'm going like Mach 38 downhill, you know, whatevs. So, you know, I will post this, because why not? You know, I'll post it to the whole group. Why not? If anybody wants to listen to this, Deep Thoughts by Hailey. But you know what? This is my heart, right? This is my manifestation right now. Ooh. I have a lot to share, but I can only share when I'm sharing like online or sharing when somebody asks me a question. Sometimes in my own head, I block myself from things. So my manifestation is to open myself up to all those things, and therefore find more people in my life in person that I can like galactically answer questions or whatever, right? And or channel and share. Channeling, that's it. The worm, the snake, the channel. It's the channel. That's why I was wondering when the hell I was saying that. Good God, I was like, why am I preaching like this? Sounds dumb. It's the channel, okay. Gift to you all, the channel. Oh, good God. I can't do this while I'm driving. It's alright, I'm only going 35. We're cool. As somebody whoever edits this, you have to cut this part out, because I'm leaving, bye. Because this is gonna get deep.